Alright, what's up everybody? So originally I was planning on doing this video that you're currently watching on the Perception 100. I put up a poll the other day and asked you guys what you'd want to see next, a video on the Perception 100 or a video on the Rode NT1, and you guys voted on the Perception 100 as the next video that you wanted to see. However, I plan on doing that video sometime later next week because I ended up catching the you-know-what that's going around right now, and I got pretty sick from it, so that's why you haven't seen me for the last week, and I've just been recovering. So I decided that I would wait, I would hold off on making the video on the Perception 100 because I really want to do a good job when I go to do the video on the Perception 100. And I feel like right now in the space that I'm in right now, I just don't think I'm fully there yet. I'm fully capable enough to put out my best work on the Perception 100. So I do want to wait because I want to make a very special video with the Perception 100. So that's why I'm not doing the video on it, and why you probably have noticed already my voice sounds so weird. So yeah, that's where I've been for the last week. I've just been trying to beat this thing and fully recover so that I can bring you guys some YouTube content again. I missed it. I was really wanting to do that video last week, but it was just not possible. Anyways, we're here. We're gonna do the video on the Rode NT1. This is a question that I still get asked all the time, and that question being, is this the best microphone that you can buy in 2021 and moving forward? Just the best all-around bang for your buck microphone. So we're gonna be answering that in this video, and I'll explain why this microphone is, in my opinion, the best microphone that you can buy. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. So I released a video about a year ago, and I believe it was something along the lines of like best mic for recording rap and vocals in 2020, blah blah blah, something along the lines of that. That was the title of it, and it's still one of my best performing videos up until now. I believe right now it's at like 112, 113k. That's amazing. That's, for one, that's unbelievable. I never expected that that video would do so well. And people ask me all the time still if that microphone is relevant in 2021 and moving forward. That microphone in that video being, of course, the Rode NT1. A lot of you already know that, of course, this is my favorite microphone that is like sub $1,000. I absolutely love this microphone, the Rode NT1. I think that it is easily under $500, no doubt about it. It's the best sub $500 microphone on the market, in my opinion, and I could explain why that is, which I will here in a second. You can buy this microphone brand new for sub $300, so in my opinion, at that price point, this is definitely a budget-friendly option, and at that price, this really is your best value proposition of a microphone that you could buy currently on the market. You know, there's other microphones, of course, that are around the same price or a little bit cheaper, but they just don't hold up like the Rode NT1 does. Now, some of the reasons why I love this microphone so much: the frequency response, it is very flattering for vocals in particular. I love the way that this microphone sounds on vocals. I use this microphone as mostly a vocal microphone. I'm not really recording instruments at all, but if I had to, I would have no problem with using this microphone and doing so. On top of that, this microphone is very, very quiet. It has, I believe its self noise is either -4 dBA or -3.5. Either way, that is very, very low. In fact, it's actually lower than the TLM 103, which a lot of people love that microphone for that reason, because it's such a quiet microphone. What that means essentially, if you plug this microphone into your audio interface, chances are before you hear noise from the microphone, you would hear noise in your audio interface. Your audio interface would be probably the main source of noise that you're drawing in your recordings at that point, because this is such a quiet microphone. So with something like this, you really don't have to worry about a bunch of self noise. It's never going to happen, no matter how high you crank your preamp on your audio interface or your dedicated external preamp. You will absolutely never run into noise issues with the microphone. Again, you would be likely to be drawing noise from the audio interface or the preamp that you're using before you actually draw any self noise from this microphone. It's just way, way too quiet. And another thing about the NT1, it's just a very sensitive microphone in general, so you really don't have to use a lot of gain on your audio interface to get a healthy signal into your DAW. I'm using the Audient ID14 Mark II. Love this interface. It's a beautiful, beautiful interface. Right now, I'm only using about 1 to 2 o'clock on the gain, and that's very, very low, because if I was to plug in something like an SM7B or even the Perception 100, for example, I would have to use a lot more gain in order to get the exact same level that I'm getting with the NT1 into my DAW. So this microphone doesn't have to use a lot of gain on the audio interface or your preamp. It has very low self noise, so there'll be never any noise recorded from the microphone itself. And on top of all of that, it just has a very flattering and complementary frequency response. It just sounds very, very clean, very beautiful. The only thing that I don't like about this microphone, I've said this before, is its sibilance. I hate how sibilant this microphone is, but of course there are ways to get around that so that you're not recording all of that into your DAW by just using, proper mic placement and then also just a de-esser in post. Oftentimes you can take care of that and it's not much of an issue anymore. So for me, that's not a big deal. I don't really care about the sibilance. For me, the biggest issue when it comes to the microphones is the amount of self noise that it has, and the Perception 100, that is its biggest flaw. This microphone has way, way louder self noise. I believe it's like 16 or 17 dBA, so way higher than the NT1. You would absolutely run into noise issues with the Perception 100 before you did with the NT1. So if you ask me and you're considering buying the NT1 still in 2021, I would say go for it. This is easily the best budget microphone on the market right now currently. I really don't think that there's anything out there that is that competes with the NT1. The only thing that I would say is better than the NT1, you're really gonna have to go up in price. And that's where I would then point you to the TLM 103, because that's a very similar microphone, I would say. It's the more pro option, obviously. I'm not saying this is a pro microphone, but the TLM 103 would be your pro choice and the Rode NT1 would be your budget choice. So, pretty similar sounds, I guess. But anyway, that's what I would say. If you were going to look at anything different, I would honestly just say go for a TLM 103, a used one if you can find one. But that is a pretty steep difference in price between this and a TLM 103. So if you are looking for a new microphone and trying to figure out which one to buy, I would say take a look at the Rode NT1. This is a microphone that's going to fit 99% of people out there. It's not like it's too bright of a microphone or too dark of a microphone where it's not going to fit, certain voices. In my opinion, it's really going to work with just about anything that you put in front of it. That's something that you really have to consider when you're looking at microphones, is that sometimes the brighter microphones are not going to sound as good with the people that have a brighter voice, and the darker microphones are not going to sound as good with the people that have a more deeper, darker voice. But this microphone is just like, it's a happy medium between the two. So I think that it really, almost anybody can pull this microphone off and it's going to sound fine. For example, I have more of a deeper voice than a higher pitch voice, and I still think that this microphone sounds nice, even though it's regarded as a darker sounding microphone. A lot of people say that this mic has dark characteristics, but I really think that it still sounds pretty good on my voice, and 99% of the people out there who buy this thing, it's gonna work for you and sound just as fine. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to make a short video for you, just kind of going over a question that I get asked all the time. I still get asked if this microphone is worth buying in 2021, and I really don't see that changing anytime in the future. This is a microphone that I think most people are interested with right now for whatever reason. It's just such a amazing microphone. I mean, honestly, I could see why a lot of people want to know more about this thing. It really is a beautiful microphone, and at that price point, again, it's a budget option, and it's just very solid. I think that there's really nothing else on the market close to it that is going to compete with this thing. It really does hold its own. It's a amazing microphone, and I think that you would be happy with it if you ended up going with this as your microphone of choice. So anyways, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up. If you haven't already yet, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon beside it so that you can stay notified for whenever I drop any of my upcoming videos. With that being said, I will see you all on my next one. Take care, everybody. Peace out.